Hello, everybody. This is the Era of Zero YouTube channel. This is Tom right here. I am so sorry. It's been ridiculous. It's been like 6 months since I've done a video. It's been just obscene. Holy good lord. So I'm going to do a couple of videos today. Now that I don't work on weekends, I got some time off and I'm able to make some videos again, which is why it's been so delayed. So we're going to talk about 3 different things today. So we'll have a couple of different videos. So this video will be primarily about Star Wars. Star Wars. Now, in about 49 days, Star Wars The Force Awakens will open up. We have had 2 teaser trailers and 1 full trailer. That is all we are getting outside of TV spots, confirmed by J.J. Abrams. We're not getting any more trailers. This thing looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Do we worry about going over expectations on it? Absolutely. You can see my fan reaction with my buddy Connor from one of my jobs where we were watching the trailer live and we did a reaction to it. It's on the YouTube channel already. It's fantastic. But we were, that trailer, hokey smokes, what a wonderful, wonderful story that they're telling. So, and if you have not seen it, and I'll see if I can put a link into my comment section below, there is a mashup of the 2 teasers plus the full trailer all together, so you kind of piece the scenes together, and it gives you a really interesting look at what's happening in the movie so far. And I firmly believe that everything that we have seen in those trailers, with the exception of maybe the fight with Kylo Ren, is from the first half of the movie. I think that's one of the main reasons we are not getting another trailer, is they don't want to spoil anything. They want it all. They don't want to set any. They don't want to give any more information than they need to. I mean, this movie. Here's a couple of facts that you can check on the internet. But here are a couple of facts. AMC theaters, when those tickets went on sale, it broke the opening day ticket sales record for pre-sales by 10 times. That's 1,000%. Fandango, where almost everyone goes to buy their tickets if you're not going through a specific theater chain. Fandango, I think it broke the Hunger Games record from last year by 8 times. This movie in IMAX theaters alone, has made like $6.5 million. I mean, that doesn't sound like a whole heck of a lot to some folks, but like that's just the IMAX theaters for the opening weekend. I mean, that's insane. That's more money than I think. I mean, it's kind of a joke, but that movie probably has made more money. That movie definitely has made more money than Gem and the Holograms. It made more money. It's getting close to making as much money as Pan did. And Pan came out like 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, and this movie doesn't come out for 50 days. That's incredible. So, it's just absolutely fantastic. Some other things. So my story. So I bought tickets, got them for opening night. It's going to be Thursday at 10 o'clock at night. I also pledge, like I hope everyone else out there does, is not to spoil it for those of you who don't get your tickets, because those tickets were selling out so damn fast. Sites were crashing. People couldn't get it. So if that weekend, just, if you're a Star Wars fan, you don't want it spoiled, just stay off the internet for like those 96 hours from like Thursday to Sunday. Just stay off the internet. I myself am probably going to sit in a theater from Thursday to Friday just watching this movie over and over again. If it's any good on Thursday, I have Friday off from work, and I'm probably just going to sit there and watch the movie over and over and over again if it's that good. What do we know so far? We know that everyone is talking about on the Star Wars thing. Everyone's talking about where's Luke? Where's Luke? Where's Luke? He's not on the poster. We believe we've seen him with the hand touching R2, the robotic hand by the fire. We know that we have the voiceover from the second teaser trailer where he's reciting the Jedi lines. And Mark Hamill in an interview he did at D23 or maybe Comic-Con when they released that second teaser, wherever it was where they released the second teaser with the Chewie, we're home thing. Mark Hamill did an interview called Return of the Jedi, and you can find it on YouTube as well. Just type in Mark Hamill interview Return of the Jedi 2015, and you can see it, and it's just fantastic. And he, in the interview, he says that he re-recorded those lines from Jedi, and he said, "Well, what did you use for the trailer?" And JJ said, "Both. We blended them together. They are not bringing in Luke Skywalker for to re-record lines. This guy's in the movie. Everyone's freaking out that he's not there. I personally believe he does not show up until the last third of the film. I'm going to be a little upset if he's not there until the last 5 minutes. I think they're going to talk about the Jedi. I think they're going to talk about the Lost Jedi. I think Luke is. They're going to be talking about him. They're going to be looking for him. They're going to be. I think that's going to be the thing that drives a lot of this. But he is probably not going to be seen on camera. Maybe some flashbacks, but he's not going to be. He's not going to be seen on camera for quite a while. Probably not until the last 15-20 minutes of the film. So we might go almost 2 hours before we see Luke. But you know what? I'm in it, because if he's going to be in episodes 8 and 9, whatever, I don't care. I'm all in. Just money. They're introducing all of these new people. They're going to just take my wallet and I'll just sit there until it maxes out. So, also this nonsense about Luke Skywalker being evil, I totally don't buy that. I don't buy it. They could do it, but if they do that, they have to come up with some pretty damn good storytelling for that, because that is a hell of a stretch. Luke Skywalker is not evil. Does he have a little bit of dark side in him like his father? Absolutely. But he was tempted the same way his father was, but chose to. But he stepped away. He chose to throw his lightsaber down at Return of the Jedi, not to kill his father. He chose to surrender himself to the Emperor, not to become a Sith, but just I'm never turning to the dark side. And he's like, I'm a Jedi, like my father before me, and you won't convert me like you did my father. And he just throws it down. He's like, if I die, I die. And so he is already past those trials. I am really hoping he is just super powerful. If you look online, it's hard to find now because Disney was taking it down, which only gives further credence that it was a real photo leak, which is the leaked photo of Mark Hamill in his Jedi robes with the beard and everything. Oh, just phenomenal. I'm so on board with this. So what do we know? I am thinking, so what I'm going to do is so we've talked a little bit about some of the stuff we know, some we don't know. As we know that Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Chewie, R2, 3PO, they're all coming back. Admiral Akbar, we've seen some behind-the-scenes photo stuff. We know that we have Finn and Rey and Poe Dameron as our 3 new protagonists. We have Kylo Ren, who apparently is some sort of a Vader disciple, who is trying to complete what Vader's work was. We don't know what that mission was, if it's just killing the Jedi, bringing order to the galaxy, finding eternal life. We don't know. All 3 of those things Vader was trying to do at some point in his lifetime, but we don't know. It's interesting. Everyone talks about the fact that we have not seen Luke, but there are 2 other huge actors that are in this film that we have not seen yet at all. We've heard one of them, which is Andy Serkis. He's playing this Supreme Leader Snoke. We don't know if that's some sort of a fake name, like an alias. He could end up being Darth Plagueis, the guy who actually was the master of the Emperor, who was trying to learn how to cheat death, and Plagueis eventually killed, and Darth Sidious eventually killed him, i.e. the Emperor. He killed him, but so he might have found a way to come back to life. That'd be interesting. We've heard him. He was the voice, Andy Serkis, as you know, as Gollum. He was the voiceover in the first trailer. There's been an awakening. Have you felt it? That is Andy Serkis' voice. And the other guy is Max von Sydow. And those of you who don't know who Max von Sydow is, shame on you. He is the old priest in The Exorcist. He's a wonderful actor. He's just legendary. So they're talking about who is Max von Sydow playing. We don't know. There's been no mention or confirmation of who he's playing, whether he's animated character, is it a voice, are we going to see him at all, who is he? All we know about Max von Sydow is that he's like 80-some years old. That's really all we know. So, I heard rumors recently that he might be playing Kanan from Rebels, who is like one of the last Jedis that we saw, that we know to be alive. Rebels, if you don't know, is on Disney Channel right now, or one of the Disney channels, and it's kind of like Clone Wars, but it's better, in which it's it leads up into A New Hope, where it's like 5 or 6 years out from before New Hope, at the beginning of the rebellion against the Empire. And it's Kanan, who was a Padawan during the Purge of the Jedi, during Order 66, saw his master murdered, gave up the life, ran away, and then has to come back, and he takes on a Padawan named Ezra, who actually has the potential to be more powerful than he is. And wonderful, wonderful show. But so some people are saying Max von Sydow is playing an old Ezra, which would prove that he survives this show, because with Rebels, everyone's like, well, when does everyone die? Because as we know, there's only 2 Jedi left at the beginning of Episode 4. As we're told, there's only 2 left: Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. That's all that's left. So if all these other people that are appearing in Rebels that are Jedis or trained in the Jedi arts, odds are Vader kills them between now and Episode 4. So anyway, that's a sidebar. So we don't know about that Snoke. We don't know about Max von Sydow's character. Luke is not bad, guys. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. Let's just put that to bed now. So other speculations. Let's talk about this. Now, I do believe that Han Solo is going to die. I think he's going to die. The story is very well known now that Harrison Ford wanted to die in Empire, and Lucas said no. So there's a lot of talk about his condition to come back to play Han Solo was that he would get the death he wanted. There's some evidence that people are looking at to see that. There's some photos of watching Rey and Chewie flying the Falcon. No Han. When has Han never flown the Falcon unless in End of Return of the Jedi when he's on the planet? And Lando's doing it. So we don't. So that's one argument to be said, that if the Falcon's being flown by Chewie and everybody else, is there something else? So there's one thing. So is Han gonna die? I think so. Who are Rey and Kylo? Now that's another big thing. Rey and Kylo. A lot of people are considering Kathleen Kennedy, who's running Lucasfilm now, as it's been sold to Disney, was saying that these films, these anthology, not the anthology, excuse me, these are the saga films, and the saga films are the story of the Skywalker family. So this is a continuation of the story of the Skywalker lineage. So that's pretty much confirmation that one of our 3 new people is a Skywalker. I think 2 of them are actually Skywalkers, but they are not siblings. I really do believe that. I think Kylo Ren is the son of Han and Leia, and I do not believe Han and Leia are together anymore when we see them in Episode 7. But I think they had a son, and that Luke tried to train him as a Jedi, and that Kylo became obsessed with his grandfather, Darth Vader, and Luke couldn't save him. So Luke, and that Kylo fell to the dark side with the First Order. And I think that's what's happened for him. And now that he's going around trying to learn more about his grandfather, trying to learn more about the Sith and the arts to become supreme ruler of the universe, maybe upon the guidance of Supreme Leader Snoke, who might be Darth Plagueis. That's Kylo. I think Rey, who's played by Daisy Ridley, I think she's Luke's daughter. I think this is what we're going to do. I think she's Luke's daughter. I think she knows that she's somebody important. She might not know that Luke Skywalker is her father, but I think she knows that her father is somebody who is important, which is why in the newest trailer, she says, when someone says, "Who are you?" and she says, "I'm no one." I think she knows that she's somebody important and she's in hiding. I think that after Kylo fell to the dark side, I think Rey was born, because I don't think they're very similar in age. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they'll be played at the same age. Maybe they won't be. I kind of am hoping that Kylo is going to be older, so that Kylo was 15, maybe maybe Kylo's 15 years older than Rey is, so that when Rey was 4 or 5 and Kylo was 20, Kylo fell to the dark side after Luke's teachings, because we know that this is 30 years after, and that Daisy Ridley, and then Luke has decided, because Yoda tells him in Jedi, pass on what you've learned. You're the last of the Jedi. So I think that maybe he tries to teach Kylo. Kylo falls apart. We know that Kylo Ren's not his real name. We know that's a title, like Darth Vader. So I think that Kylo is Luke's nephew, and that he fell to the dark side, and that Luke went into hiding to learn more about the Force, but also he kind of put himself in exile, similar to Obi-Wan, when Obi-Wan failed his Padawan, and his Padawan turned to the dark side. I think that that's what's happening there, and then I think that Rey is Luke's daughter. I think Rey is Luke's daughter, and that he just like what happened to him, he was the last hope potentially of salvation. That if anything happened to Luke, that Rey would be the last one left. So that's interesting. I don't think Leia became a Jedi. I really don't. I think maybe she learned some things, some tricks from her brother, but I don't think Leia became a Jedi, and I think Rey is considered to be the last hope. I think we're going to see more Force-sensitive like people. Whether or not everyone knows that they're Force-sensitive or not is a different story. But we'll have to see. I think it's something that we should be prepared for. As we've seen Finn holding the lightsaber that used to originally belong to Anakin Skywalker, that was passed down to his son Luke Skywalker, which was Luke Skywalker lost when he got his hand cut off in Cloud City. We've seen this lightsaber now. We know it's that lightsaber in the photos and the promo art and everything. So Finn is fighting Kylo in a snow forest with Luke Skywalker / Anakin's blue lightsaber versus Kylo Ren's self-made red flickering thing, which I think is pretty damn cool. So I think that those two, I think Poe Dameron is going to be our Han Solo-like character. I think he's going to be kind of like the fighter pilot. He's going to be kind of the adventurer. I think he's going to be kind of a cross between Han Solo and maybe Wedge Antilles. So that could be interesting. I think that Captain Phasma is going to be kind of our Boba Fett character. She's going to be kind of like the head of the First Order Guard, the Chrome Trooper. I think that we're going to have a lot. So I'm just super, super excited for all this fun stuff. I don't, this could all be wrong. It could all be right. We don't know. What I love most about this marketing and this prep for Star Wars is that we've seen 3 trailers or 2 teasers and a trailer, some promo art, some behind-the-scenes footage, and we still don't know what the hell is going on. We don't even know characters' names, and I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, JJ's known for his secrecy, and I like that instead of lying to us about, Benedict Cumberbatch is not playing Khan, he's playing John Harrison. Nonsense. I think that it's just good that they're not even doing it. They're just saying, they're being honest. Kylo Ren's not his birth name. We're not telling you what it is, but it's not his birth name. And I think that it's just good that they're just not giving us clues, because you go into it with pretty as close to a blank slate as you can for a Star Wars film, and I think that's really awesome, because even for those of us who have seen the original trilogy and the crappy prequels and everything, and the people who are seeing Star Wars for the first time, my nephew's going to see Star Wars in theaters, and he's like 5, and that's going to be magical because he's never seen anything like this. It's going to be fantastic. So that's, my niece and nephew are under the age of 10. They're going to see Star Wars for the first time. I'm going to watch it. My parents are going to see this. Who in the world is not going to see this movie? This movie's, I personally think, after that ticket sale conversation we had at the beginning of all these records being broken, no movie has ever broken $90 million in the domestic U.S. opening weekend in December, in the month of December. 86 million is the record for U.S. domestic. I think this movie is going to make $240 million. If the weather is good across the country, I think the movie makes $220 million if the weather's bad. The difference of the 20-some million dollars is really just the difference of how many people can go into screenings, because there's eventually just so many hours in a day that they can be showing the movie that they're just going to run out of just availability that way. But I think that this movie is going to shatter records across the country and the world. I think this movie makes $1 billion. I think this movie could make over $1 billion. It could make $1 billion in its first weekend, which would be globally. It's just going to be $1 billion globally, which is astronomical, but it's going to be fantastic. So that's some Star Wars background of kind of where we're at right now. We've had the trailers. We've kind of gone into a little bit about our new characters speculation, the fate of Han. Favorite moment of the trailer is, my personal favorite moment of the trailer is when Han Solo says it's all true, all of it. The dark side, the Jedi, they're real. Remember, 30 years ago, 35 years ago when New Hope supposedly takes place. This is a guy who's like, lots of superstition and hocus pocus. There's no replacement for having a good blaster at your side. This is a non-believer originally when we meet him. He's a cynic. And he has been converted, and now he is the guide. He's the Obi-Wan for these new characters, which is a really unique thing, because that's cool. Like that's awesome, because then Han's like the Obi-Wan, which means he's probably going to die. And then we have Luke, who's more like the Yoda. I mean, you see where we're going with this? That there is some mirroring of the thing, and that, it's going to be sad, because I honestly don't believe Luke, Leia, or maybe Leia, but I don't think Han or Luke live to see the end of Episode 9. I think both Luke and Han are dead. Maybe Leia, probably, maybe Chewie. It's very possible that all the original characters are dead by the end of Episode 9, which in some ways could be fitting, because then it's just like, they really are passing on the entire franchise to everybody. There isn't going to be anyone going like, oh, boo, let's bring back, so-and-so, find a way. They're never like, if they're gone, it's going to be and they do it right, it could be a very, very smooth transition. And I think it would be good, because then you can really open it up to a new level of people. So I'm super excited. Some other fun stuff regarding the Star Wars trailers and everything. Check out reaction videos. Just Google John Boyega, who plays Finn, his reaction to watching the trailer with his buddy. It's like 2 minutes long. It's hysterical. Daisy Ridley, too. Her watching, because they didn't get to see the trailer before it was aired on Monday Night Football, so they're watching it. It's just beautiful, because like you can tell that these are fans. Like, this is like somebody being told, hey, you get to do this stuff for a living and get paid money to be in Star Wars. Like that's incredible. It's like you get to pay to be a kid on a movie set. Like it's just amazing. So I love these new people. I think they are going to do a great job. I like the look. I like everything about it. I mean, this is not, I'm not seeing things that like, I'm not seeing things that bother me, like I'm not seeing things that look like, oh, this is Phantom Menace like, or oh, this is Attack of the Clones like this looks like this speaks to me, like this looks like the real deal, and I'm just excited for it. I love it. I just love it. Just like take my money now, JJ, just all of it. You can have it. So what do you guys think? I want to hear your thoughts about Kylo Ren, Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han, Chewie, who lives, who dies, what time. How freaking cool would it be that if you see Kylo fighting Finn in the forest, in the snow, and then he maybe cuts off Finn's hand or something, like cuts his hands off, takes the lightsaber, puts it on his belt, and is about to walk away, and then you hear Kylo just saying, I've been waiting for you, or whatever like that, and then Kylo turns around, or whatever like that, ignites his red lightsaber, and then far off in the distance you see this hooded figure coming towards him. And then green lightsaber clicks on, and it is Luke Skywalker coming. And it's like, they face, oh god, wouldn't that just be like the biggest cliffhanger ever? That if there isn't actually a fight, but just the beginning of it, like they just start facing off and they ignite credits, I'd be so pissed, but so awesome. Like, so awesome. So, anywho, again, thoughts, comments, speculations down in the comments section below. Subscribe if you want. Check out other videos and movie reviews and stuff. I'm going to be posting some stuff about the Batman DC universe coming up next, so check that out if you're also inclined. Thanks for watching. Until next time, guys, I'll promise I'll post more. Bye-bye.